We have come to the end of another year, and that is 2022 all over. Now the aquarium is going very well. The mass of plants that's on the back wall of this tank is looking incredibly thick, and I've been very lucky to have sold a lot of Java fern in the past month to get a lot of those floating plants sold. So now the tank is looking pretty good, but the fish, I think we can do something there, and I'm going to go and buy some fish for this tank. What you can't see 3 quite large clown loaches, so remember they are in there. The red-tailed black shark, he often pops out and is quite visible. There are 2 German blue ram cichlids in this tank. They pop in and out of the plants and we see them sometimes. But apart from that, the tank is overrun with endlers. Now when I started putting these plants onto the back wall, there's a video to show how to do that. I'll put the description down below. When I started putting plants on the back wall, the emperor tetras in this tank really exploded in numbers. They started scattering eggs all over those plants, and I had probably, at the height of the emperor tetras, I probably had around about 40, and they just kept on breeding. So had to take some of those back to the shops and trade them in. But since the emperor tetras have been reduced in numbers, the endlers that are in here really started to just overpopulate and overrun this tank. And I'm sort of guessing that all the endlers are continually picking at eggs that the emperors are still laying. So I'm not seeing as many emperor tetras as I was before, and I think the endlers are the reason for that. But I do think I will be taking some endlers out to make more room, and this tank is looking ready for some fresh faces. So I have had some tremendous Christmas luck, and let's have a bit of a trip to the shops to see what that Christmas luck will bring. Well, Christmas Day is over and we've unwrapped all the presents. Now happily for me, I got another present under the tree from Santa, which just happens to be just what I wanted. Something to go and spend for my aquarium. Now we had a really scorching hot day yesterday where I would have gone out, but it was just so hot. So I've had to wait till the following day, and we had a cool change. Let's go shopping. Christmas is one of those great times as a pet owner where Santa seems to know, or someone who knows Santa seems to know, that there's always something you can get for your pets. Now when you come across some unexpected amount of money, there's 2 ways to go about it. You can plan ahead to think, now what should you be responsible and what should you get to make the most out of this little extra money, or do you just go in with no plan at all, just walk around and just see what grabs you? We're here. Okay, so let's go shopping. This is a perfect time to stock up on some more food, and I definitely cannot have any more live plants in my tanks. My tanks are just full of plants already. Frozen brine shrimp, absolutely one of the things I'll be stocking up on. And let's just browse through the fish and just see what takes my eye. I have got something in mind. I have seen these fish already and they're incredibly well priced, so that's what I've got my mind on. But while we're here, let's look at a few other fish and let's discuss what they are very good for in what kinds of aquariums and what kinds of other fish they mix well with. So let's start having a look. Fish that are in the cold water section don't only live in cold water, they can live in tropical warm water as well. There's a video on my channel of goldfish being kept with discus, so have a look at my playlists and find out the reasons for that. They live a very long time, they're very colourful. Other cold water fish are like danios, incredibly active fish like tetras, and will happily live in a tropical tank. White-cloud minnows are best kept in cooler water though. They don't really like to be in tropical water, so they are best kept in cold. Discus fish, they do stand out and they grab your attention straight away. They're a fish on many people's bucket list. Unfortunately, they grow quite large, just too big for my tank. But a fish that does grow to a smaller size that's ideal in planted tanks, from small to medium sizes or large, are these dwarf gouramis. They, like all gouramis, can be a little bit pushy, and they stake a territory to let fish know what's going on, but they are incredibly colourful. From bright blues to reds, they are quite a stunning fish, especially in planted tanks. Now all these fish are great in a planted aquarium, but apart from the cherry barbs that stay small, the rest really do need bigger tanks. The large gouramis, the black ghost knifefish and the tugger barbs all need to have a tank where they can really have room to move around and not cause any trouble. These otocinclus are one of the very best algae eating fish you can have, but really only if you have small to medium fish that will not harass them. Like these larger fish that all need to be in larger tanks with other larger fish. Apart from needing to be with larger fish, the silver dollars also eat plants, so be aware of that. However, live bearers are some of the most colourful, peaceful and very productive breeding fish. So live bearers in community tanks often a very good choice. Here, emperor tetras, remember I had them breeding in my tank, they can do very, very well and colour up. If I didn't have the emperors, I would love to have these rosy tetras. These in a green planted tank are one of the most spectacular, beautiful fish you will ever see. Likewise, these white black skirt tetras and lemon tetras in there with them, put them in a tank full of green plants, spectacular. Spectacular neons, rummy noses with green plants behind them. They are some of the most popular fish you could possibly have. You need to have a green planted tank to see the very best out of these tetras. And then this is the fish I've got my eye on. These are Julii corridor catfish, and I had these about 40 years ago as some of the very first cory catfish I'd ever owned. And they are just gorgeous, cute little fish, and they're going to look spectacular in my tank, especially on a very black substrate that I have in that tank with all the green plants. So let me just see how long it takes to get these guys home, and let's see in the next video how they settle in. So thanks for watching, and I hope that your 2022 was a good one, and we'll see you next year.